Let me now bring in our political guests and our analysts. Mr. Saravanan. A. Saravanan is the spokesperson for the DMK. Joining us on this broadcast, Rohan Gupta is the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Joining me on the show, Shekhar Iyer is a senior journalist and analyst. Joining us on the show, Dhananjay, Mr. K.V. Dhananjay is an advocate in the Supreme Court. Gentlemen, welcome. Mr. Saravanan, Anurag Thakur in Parliament asked, why are Hindus being subjected to discrimination in Tamil Nadu, a state which he believes is becoming a symbol of anti-Sanatan Dharma, quoting statements or citing statements of DMK ministers in the past against Sanatan Dharma. Your take on this, sir?
Yeah, it is farcical. Irony jumped from the cliff and committed suicide when Anurag Thakur, the Goli Maro Salanka famous Anurag Thakur, is speaking about protecting religion. What other credibility he has except that making hate speeches? Apart from that, what credibility does this gentleman have? That apart, and Mr. Dhingra, former judge of the Delhi High Court, was waxing eloquence about secularism, was waxing eloquence about judicial independence and all that. Where did he go? When Justice Muralidhar was transferred midnight, he ordered an FIR against this same gentleman who made a hate speech. Goli Maro Salonka. That is his only high point in his political career. When Justice Muralidhar wanted to have an FIR against him, he was transferred midnight. He was made as a Chief Justice to the Madras High Court. He was not even allowed to do that. That is the kind of intimidation BJP practices. BJP does not have any moral right to talk about the independence of judiciary. This is one aspect. The other aspect is, when you speak of Sanatan Dharma, see, there is a fundamental difference. You people from North India, especially people from this media and the BJP, they use Sanatan Dharma in synonymity with Hinduism. For us, Hinduism does not mean Sanatan Dharma. For us, Sanatan Dharma represents the rigid caste hierarchy practiced in Hinduism. We oppose that rigid caste hierarchy. And when we speak of which party is the party which is working for the welfare of the Hindus, nobody can beat DMK. BJP is just doing lip service. They just want votes on the name of...
Sir, I may disagree with you on a lot of aspects, but we'll leave that for another debate, and especially on Sanatan Dharma. You may have your belief on that, but I want to bring in Rohan Gupta to respond. Rohan Gupta, the Tamil Nadu government and the Hindu Religious Charitable Endowment Department argued that there was no hereditary, family duty, ritual grant or historic precedent for lighting a lamp at that very specific pillar, and doing so could disrupt communal harmony and create a law and order situation. They maintained that the tradition of lighting a lamp at a usual spot was followed, sir. Respond to what Mr. Saravanan said and to my question.
See, this is a serious issue when these people talk about constitution and, institution, constitution, insult of court. What they are doing now, this is not only insult of Hindu to our Sanatan. This is larger insult of our judicial system. What they are talking about, it is as simple as that. Any high court order needs to be implemented. Whether you feel wrong, right, all these things, yes, you have system of appealing. But how dare you stop the implementation of high court order which is already passed? And eye-opening, this is really shocking. The whole country has to see that this government, which has been famous for making anti-Sanatan statement, anti-Hindu statement, now they have stooped to such a low level for their appeasement politics that they have stopped implementation of High Court order. What more you can expect? Definitely, they can disagree with whatever has happened. But does that give them power as a state government to defy the order of High Court? No, it doesn't. Again, the petition went to the High Court for implementation. There was a lathi charge against the Hindu devotees. Why? Is this India or something else? Are we outside India? No, we are part of India. This is shocking that wherever Indian governments are there, this is going to happen to Sanatan. This is really shocking. And again, they are bringing impeachment motion. Why?
Okay.
What is happening?
So I'll come to impeachment in just a moment, but on the specific issue of Sanatan, Mr. Saravanan wants to respond. Go ahead, sir.
See, again, there is this misconception. See, the Tamil Nadu government was not in a position to implement the order because law and order has to be maintained by the state government. Let us recall what Mr. Amit Shah said. on the Sabrimala issue.
Why are you
when the
taking
order was
somewhere
issued
else?
by the Supreme
Mr.
Court. Allow
Saravanan,
me to
speak on
speak.
this issue.
Shut,
Don't divert.
shut up. Shut up. I
Don't
know.
divert.
I don't
You
need your
speak on
advice.
this
I
issue.
don't need you.
Let's
Shut
keep
up.
this
Don't
civil,
I
divert.
don't need your
gentlemen.
advice. I don't need your advice.
Don't divert.
I know what to speak. I know
Don't
what
you
to speak.
speak on this issue.
You
You speak
don't
on this
dictate
issue.
me.
Don't
You have
divert.
no moral right to dictate me.
How
What did
dare
Mr.
state
Amit Shah
government
say
not
on the
implement order of
Sabrimala
High Court?
issue? What did Mr.
How
Amit
dare
Shah
a
say?
state government
Sabrimala
not
issue.
Gentlemen, my
implement High
request
Court's
is
order?
one by one.
You
Sir,
tell me
One by
that.
don't be
one.
afraid.
Let one
Don't be
person
afraid.
speak.
If you're not able to
Okay,
own up
give me
the
a
statements
moment.
made
Give me
by
a
a Home
moment.
Minister,
Why is
Gentlemen,
it
I
diverted?
know
President debate.
tempers are and emotions are very high, but can we have Mr. Saravanan complete his point? And Mr. Gupta, I'll come back to you immediately. Mr. Saravanan, complete your point. Request all our guests kindly keep it civil. Go ahead, sir.
10 seconds. What Mr. Amit Shah said, please don't pass orders which cannot be implemented in matters of religious freedom. This is what Mr. Amit Shah said on Sabrimala issue. That order was appealed and it was recalled. And here we were waiting for this appeal. And what these persons are not devotees. They are miscreants. They want to create communal disharmony in the state of Tamil Nadu. 1,000 Amit Shahs cannot do anything. As our Chief Minister rightly points out, Tamil Nadu is always out of control to Delhi. Your head peddling narratives will not work in the state of Tamil Nadu. This judge has deliberately did not follow a division bench judgment of the same High Court. And Mr. Justice Digra says you can overrule a judgment. Single judge cannot overrule a division bench judgment.
I'll get Mr. Dhananjay to come in on the legal aspect. Okay,
Then
now
I would like
Mr.
to
Rohan Gupta
quickly
wants to
Deepam.
quickly respond to
Give me
you.
10 seconds.
Go ahead, sir.
See, this is the problem. If Mr. Saravanan shouts on the debate and feels that he's right, what are you talking? You are not implementing High Court order. You can disagree with the High Court judge. No, don't speak in between.
Okay,
Don't
Mr.
speak in
Saravanan,
between.
only
Mr.
Mr. Rohan Gupta,
Don't
please.
shout. Don't shout. Please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Don't speak. My point is simple. Even if they disagree with the High Court judge order, what power the state government gets not to implement that? I have a very, very simple question. Does the state government believe in constitution? Yes. Do you respect judiciary? Yes. Definitely you go to Supreme Court if you feel something is wrong has happened. But how can you stop implementing High Court's order? That shows the height of appeasement politics. That shows the height of, insult. That shows height of allergy to Sanatan. That is my point here. You can definitely disagree with my point, Mr. Saravanan.
Fair enough. I want to bring in Mr. Dhananjay into this conversation. I'll come back to you, gentlemen.
You please answer
I have to bring in Mr. Dhananjay. Can a court-ordered lighting of a lamp lead to a communal flare-up in an ancient temple? Mr. Dhananjay, is it not the job of the administration to ensure that a court order is followed and law and order maintained?
It is, of course, the duty of the government to abide by the orders of a court. But the facts of this case, I think, are somewhat different. Now, let's come to the impeachment motion itself. I think that's an overkill. I don't believe an impeachment motion would lie in the manner that the DMK is suggesting. But having also said that, I think what the Honorable Justice did, I think, was a kind of an overkill on the facts of this case. You're not going to basically allow CISF, Central Industrial Security Force, to accompany somebody to a temple, more so when the whole practice itself is at some level mired in doubt, number one. Number two, and whatever judgment would be given by a learned single judge of a high court certainly is not the final word in this country. It would be open to an appeal by the affected party before a division bench. So the court could not have said, I am going to pass an order and it must be executed within the next 24 hours or 48 hours. And if it was not executed, the court could have reserved contempt, or for that matter, the court could have reserved the consideration for another time. So that order, I believe, was not quite warranted. But that doesn't mean that the DMK is justified in insisting on an impeachment, because errors happen all the time. Now, that's just my subjective opinion. It's entirely possible that the majority don't believe that the judge was wrong in law. It's possible that...
So let me bring in Shekhar Iyer for an analyst's view on this. Shekhar Iyer, the DMK fears a Babari repeat in Tamil Nadu, or words to that effect, and says their effort was only to ensure that there is no communal flare-up in an area where both Hindus and Muslims have lived in communal harmony for a very long time. So, would the lighting of a lamp have lit a communal fire?
Gaurav, there is no question of any Babri happening in Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu is a completely different scenario. I think what the DMK is worried now is, and the way they went about this, the government particularly, and the party, is largely because of another factor. It is not Babri they are worried about, another Babri or another. They are worried about Vijay and his party, Tamil Vetri Katchi, because they feel that this new party that has come could cause the minorities who have been voting for DMK all year after year, in election after election, they could get a choice and they could shift to Vijay. And the fact that he is back in public action, he has been holding meetings. He did one in Puducherry. There have been several restrictions for him to hold meetings in Tamil Nadu. But sooner or later, as the elections come, he is going to be out in the field. They are more worried about the impact of that. Here, the whole idea going to the extent of seeking impeachment and accusing that particular judge that he was favoring a community, and that because that's a kind of a narrative they feel if they can bring in that anti-Brahmin narrative, that will help in causing disunity among Hindu groups. But their fear is Vijay and the Tamil Vetri Katchi. Nothing
That's
to do
a
with the
very
creation
interesting
of
point you
Ayodhya
raised,
in the Tamil Nadu. I mean,
That's a
that is
very
clear.
interesting point you
Everybody knows
raised.
about it.
Yes, yes. Mr. Saravanan, that's your fear. When the BJP says what you're doing is blatant Muslim appeasement or minority appeasement, this is a two-pronged strategy that the DMK is adopting: divide the Hindus, retain the Muslim votes.
See, that's what. Let me begin by saying that the DMK is a party which works for the upliftment of the Hindus, unlike the BJP. BJP is worried only about just a particular group of Hindus, the upper caste Hindus. They're not worried about anybody else. But BJP, DMK is a party which is for the majority of the Hindus, whatever said and done. And when it comes to Thiruparankundram, last 100 years, it has been lit in the same place. On the eve of elections, the BJP thinks it can reap electoral dividends by trying to light a Deepam near a Dargah, which has not happened. And today, the Archaeological Survey of India has given a clear reply that Deepatun, where the single judge wanted the Deepam to be lit, is a survey stone. What kind of a joke is this? The judge orders Deepam to be lit in a survey stone built by the English. Is this what a 1,000-year-old tradition? That survey stone itself comes into existence some 100 years back. So this is what the issue is. And these
Rohan
persons,
Gupta wants to respond.
Just a moment. When
See,
these
this is
persons, when they were asked to go and light, what did they do? They attacked the policemen. They are not devotees. They are thugs. And they are from a political party. So there is an agenda behind this. If they are plain and simple devotees.
Rohan Gupta wants to respond because Rohan Gupta, the DMK says in Tamil Nadu, it's the flame of equality that has been lit and will continue to shine. Nobody can extinguish it. They are saying you are trying to light
give me 2 minutes.
a communal fire in the state.
I will expose the duplicity. Now he says that order was different and BJP wanted to do different. Then why they are doing for impeachment motion then? If they are not against the order, then this is the double standards. If you are not against the order, you should have implemented what has been ordered. Then why you have stopped the implementation of the order and you have gone to a Supreme Court against the order? So don't talk double things. Don't talk about Hindus. Hindus have seen enough insult from DMK, enough insult of Sanatan. I think that should be shame to this government who has not implemented court order just because of their political benefits, just because of your mentality of appeasement politics. What are you talking about? You yourself are deviating from the truth. You are yourself negating your original argument. Either you are with the judge order or you are against the judge order. If you are with the judge order, please implement the spirit of the order which has been passed. Don't go to Supreme Court. That clearly shows what is your mindset, and people of Tamil Nadu will not leave you. Where is the question of upper caste Hindus here? It is question of Sanatan. It is a question of crores of devotees who go to the temple regularly.
10 seconds,
you are stopping the implementation
Saravanan.
of the tradition. Shame on this
Saravanan.
government.
Gaurav, I'll explain within 10 seconds how BJP is anti-Hindu. See, in the All India Medical Seat quota, 27% seats should be reserved for OBC.
Don't divert, Mr.
The BJP failed to do that. BJP failed to do that.
I know you don't have logic.
Under Mr.
You
MK
answer on this point.
Under Mr. MK
You answer. Are you with the judge or you are against the judge?
The BJP
You
government
please tell very
refused to
clearly,
enforce it.
are you
I
with
know
the
you are
judge or you are
rattled.
against the
I know
judge?
you are rattled.
Are
I
you with
know
the judge
your
or not, or you are
arguments
against the
are
judge
in
order?
vain. I
Don't
know
divert, Mr.
you don't
Saravanan.
have the
You are
courage
caught
to listen
badly.
to
the
me.
order
You
and
cannot
on the
show your
letter,
confidence
I know.
today.
gentlemen,
Your party is
gentlemen, give me
completely
a moment
exposed
because
today.
I want to bring in Mr. Dhananjay on the legal aspect of this. And though, Mr. Dhananjay, you have spoken that it's an overreach to move in for an impeachment, but the letter says if the MPs have reason, even if that is taken at face value, they're insufficient for impeachment. Is there merit in the contention that this is actually an attempt not to impeach, but only to intimidate judges to
Absolutely.
stay in line?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think anybody takes this motion very seriously. It's just that the Constitution prescribes a certain number of signatures to get a motion admitted. So I believe that many signatures have come about already, and I don't believe there is any prospect of the judge being impeached. But there is every prospect that look at what happened in some other cases. Sometimes judges simply resign. And there's a possibility that the judge might be hurt with what just happened, and there's also a possibility that feeling intimidated, he may consider resignation. That's not good for the judiciary. And the DMK, if it believes it has valid arguments to impeach the judgment, that they should have done. They should have promptly filed an appeal. They don't have to take days together to file an appeal against an order of a single judge. They could do that overnight. And courts, in fact, sometimes accept in emergent situations appeals filed midnight and all that. They should have done so. So I believe this is at some level a kind of an intimidation, and it should not be successful. And it's understandable that several judges have come in support, or rather against the impeachment motion. And it's important for the judiciary also to take a tough stand against it. Yeah, I don't think the impeachment motion was warranted at all. And I also
Okay.
don't believe it's backed up by sufficient research. You see, to make an allegation that a judge is favoring a certain community, it's easier to make that allegation. It's going to be very difficult to back it up with data to provide many judgments. And I don't believe that DMK perhaps has that research with them. It's just a wild allegation that here is a judge who's. I mean, I do not know anything about the judge. I do not know
No,
about the truth.
and the fact that it's not just the DMK opposition India bloc, so whether it's the Congress party, the Samajwadi party, including Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena, there are so many who are signatories to this Shekhar Iyer. But I want to ask you another question on what Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh Sarsanghchalak Mohan Bhagwat said on the lines of Hindu awakening in Tamil Nadu, and that will bring the desired result. How do you read that statement?
No,
Well, if
already,
you look at the
DM.
Babri Masjid issue, that really gives ammunition to the DMK government to go before the court and say, in a matter like this, considerable
Okay.
the courts will have to defer to the wisdom or to the judgment of the executive, because in
Of
the
the
Babri
executive.
Masjid
But,
case, something else happened.
I want to just quickly bring in Shekhar Iyer on what Mohan Bhagwat, the RSS chief, said, that there's Hindu awakening taking place in Tamil Nadu. Now, in the light of this Thiruparankundram case, how do you see that, sir?
No, Thiruparankundram is one among the six abodes of Lord Muruga or Karthigeya, as we know him in the north. It's very sacred to all Tamil. And what has happened is, because of actions of the DMK government and the DMK party, and also its sister organizations like Dravidar Kazhagam, who have been constantly attacking Hindu symbols and as a way of their political narrative, gradually what has happened is there has been a kind of a counter reaction. The fact that even this whole episode has been blown up by the DMK to impress upon the minorities that we are the ones who can safeguard you if this becomes a big problem like Ayodhya. Because Muslims did not object to lighting of the lamp on a particular day, that is
Yes,
Karthigai. Karthigai is a festival of lights, like Deepavali.
like
And here
Deepavali.
the whole idea was to convey to the minorities before elections, look, we are the ones guarding you. We are even there to protect you from a future problem. So do not consider other options like the Vijay Tamil Vetri Katchi. That is the political messaging involved. That's where they went to the extent of moving an impeachment motion, knowing very well that will never be accepted. You cannot move an impeachment motion on the basis of an order or a judgment. So there is a lot
Okay.
of political intent in this and messaging.
And it's very interesting, and it's only likely to intensify in the days and weeks ahead. We'll be tracking that story very closely. Gentlemen, I want to thank you.